Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady. Oppan Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Week 12 episode of the Fantasy Hangover. Joined as always with my guy, Joe Lukantic. And as you guys can tell, Thanksgiving break. So we're back home. This is normally the time of year where we fizzle out. We don't always finish it out the season strong, but this year is different. We're doing all 18 weeks. Book it. So let's hop into the standings. Through 11 weeks, we have two teams that have clinched. The Crusaders and the Pals. I have clinched a spot in the postseason. Joe, you're not far behind, though. 7-4. You and Owen are both right there. ESPN's giving you guys a 99% and 98% playoff percentage, respectively. Kyle and the Bear hold down those last two playoff spots. They're 5-6. Braun, Dell, Petey, all 4-7. And the LMHTs, they got that punishment on lock, 2-9. They're brutes. So, how you feeling about the whole landscape? How do you think you're going to make the playoffs? I mean, 98% chance is pretty good, but tell me about your thoughts.
A little worried, not gonna lie. If I don't win this week, it's gonna be close. I should get in with 7 wins. It'd be nice to have 8 and clinch and not have to worry about it. Like I said, from the way my season's been going, I just hope I get in. I'm just hoping to make some noise in the playoffs. Not really looking for like a championship, given the circumstances. But if we can get there, we get there. I think looking at the whole standings, so Owen's going to get in. It's going to be interesting to see who gets those last 2 spots. I think it's between 5 teams for 2 spots. It's highly unlikely that Chigs and Kyle both win out. So you're looking at probably 2 8-win teams if me and Owen, and then everybody else competing for that 7th spot. It's hard to tell, but I'm gonna go. I think I'm going to go the boys, Brawny's boys. I think I'm going to go Z-Bear. KPK misses out.
That was what I don't know. That's really, it feels like although there are 5 teams, it feels like a 3-team race. Brawny's boys are definitely the best out of all the 4 and 7 teams. The thing is that he's got a pretty tough schedule. Let me go on my phone and look at what the boys' schedule are. But he's just 1 game back from Kyle. I agree. I think Chig's team is the best. Like, I think Chig's is good. Kyle is the team that needs to be worrying. He plays me this week. He's got no Drake London. His team is not in the best spot. Let's go look at the boys. He's got Christian, easy. Then his last 2 are Owen and Casey. Though, I mean, that's a tall task. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna take Kyle just because I don't know if Brawny is gonna be able to take those 2 teams down.
It's just tough with Kyle though, because you lost Drake London for this foreseeable future. Marv, that's kind of lingering, and then Amarion, you don't know when he's going to come back. So right now he's rolling with Kayshawn Booty at wide receiver this week. So
I think it's safe. I mean, let's say Kyle gets that 6 seed. So there are 2 buys. The top 2 teams get a buy. Really, if you're that 3 seed, that's almost like another kind of easy buy. I mean, if you're the 3 seed, you got to be licking your chops at that 6 seed. So
unless it's me.
Yeah. So let's head right on into. Actually,
Also,
yeah.
shout out, Chow.
We'll start off with my own game for Week 11. I didn't have a very sexy or pretty win. I had Jonathan Taylor on a bye, but that's fine. You know, didn't have our best stuff, but we found a way to win. I took down the LMHTs 115-100. Some standout performers would be Jahmyr Gibbs had 100 yards receiving. Jackson Smith and Jigba did his thing, and then Travis Kelce had a pretty solid game out there in Denver. Overall, not great stuff, but, you know, sometimes that's just how fantasy works. So I was happy to pick up a W, clinch my spot in the playoffs, get to 8-3, and Jonathan Taylor is going to come join the squad back, and things are looking up for the Pals. You got any thoughts on my team?
Yeah, your team. It's kind of like you said. That's a floor. That's a great floor to have, especially with your team. Like you said, missing Jonathan Taylor, even Rome and Caleb, they kind of just depended off each other. I'm more pissed off at the LICKMYHOLETYRELLs for not taking that one last week. He started Kenneth Gainwell 5 weeks in a row, and then the week he sits him, he puts up 30 points. So Christ really sold there. Started Rashid Shaheed
Oh my
in
God.
his first.
If he
So
started Gainwell, even if he kept Shaheed at flex, if he started Gainwell over Hunt, he would have beat me by 1
Yeah.
point.
And that would have been nuts.
Wow.
Because that's been Christ's guy. He's been, hey, I want to make a trade. I want Devontae Adams. I'll dish you another running back and a receiver. Nah, stick with Gainwell. Well, there's a reason you're 2-9 in the last place right now. But the week he doesn't start Gainwell, it ended up hurting him. So Paul here, Christ, he can't even see him. He's not even on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, just a bad season for the LMHTs. All right, we'll head into your game. You were 7-1. You are now 7-4, right?
Yep, kind of expected that.
How are we feeling?
Get into it real quick. I made a dumb decision. It really wasn't. Looking back on it, you look at Casey's team, right? And that's just kind of the story of his season. He's got a great team. He just picks up gritty wins, 109, and walks away with the win. I messed up there.
That's
I
not great.
traded
That's
away
lucky.
Josh.
That's a lucky win, which has been in the
It's a
story
lucky-
of his season.
If we're talking like straight up squad, it's a gritty win. But I messed up. I traded Josh Allen away. I probably should have kept him for another week and then moved on because it would have only helped because he scored 44 points. I would have won, clinched, and then saved my last trade. But I like where my team's at. Dart's coming back. I'm really big fan of Dart. I think he's going to be a great add in the fantasy playoffs, and that's where I just kind of built my squad. I love to see that Tet finally popped off, and I'm hoping that's only up from there. But it's just, I give myself a little bit of a dilemma for the playoffs because I got a lot of tough good flex opportunities, but I have to nail it. So still looking forward to that. But Casey's team, solid squad, real solid squad. But you can see the floor there. 109 in the playoffs might not get it done.
That's two playoff teams playing against each other there. Next game we'll head into is the highest scoring team of the week. Brawny's boys finally pieced it all together because of the guy you gave him. Josh Allen was the superstar for his team, but he also had some guys that he's kind of been sticking out on all year. Derrick Henry, there was a lot of ups and downs. He had a nice week. Trevion Henderson, my God, a lot of ups and downs. He had a fantastic week. McCaffrey's been doing his thing. Josh Allen did his thing. Really strong week for the boys.
Yeah, I agree. His receivers put up a combined total of, I think, 27. And usually on a week where you're like, damn, because his running backs put up a total of up near 100. So, and then Josh Allen obviously went off. So I'm glad to see the boys doing things. It's always good when Brawny's good. KPK, though, just a little. Devontae had one catch. Woody Marks laid an egg. Just wasn't his week. So we'll see how that's for the future of KPK.
He's got me this week, so. And my
Not
matchups.
good. He was very confident he was going to beat Brawny, and he didn't want to make that deal. And then we ended up making the deal. Genty kind of laid an egg, but I mean,
Are we liking? I think their team is in a bad spot. He plays me, Kyle.
I don't think he gets in.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because he had the best draft I think out of. Well, not looking back on it, but maybe. I mean, what was it? Bijan and who do you have? Bijan and
London, and then round 2 he went.
there's another running back.
He traded him away.
Bucky. That's right.
Yeah.
And that was let alone explain it for itself. But he also had Josh Allen at one point. It's just kind of crazy how sometimes fantasy gets you,
Yeah. All right, heading into the next game. Kind of a boring one. Kind of a boring week overall for fantasy. Not a lot of exciting matchups. Some low-scoring matchups. But Chigs continues to find a way. Was 2-1. Dropped 5 in a row. Fell to 2-6. Now he's 1-3-0. His team is streaky. He's back to 5-6. Picks up a win. And his team is solid. I mean, Jamar Chase is suspended for the next one. That's, critical. That is going to be, he's going to be missed. But the rest of Z's team is really solid. Great running back duo, great receiver duo. The tight end is awesome. And then he has a ton of options at flex. Week in, week out. He's got Debo, J-Mo, Aaron Jones. I know Kenneth Walker is a big human pile of shit, but he had a good week. So his team is in a great spot. He's a sneaky team, a Cinderella team. He's like a 12 seed in March Madness that you don't want to face.
It was a great win by Z last week. I think I went off on Dell. I'm not going to do it again this week. Dell's season's over, sadly. But Chiggs it's a tough situation because, like you mentioned, Jamar Chase is out this week. PD has T. Higgins. And then you look at it, I feel like ETN's got a tough matchup against the Cardinals. They play pretty well against the run. Dowdle's kind of in the same boat for on Monday night. So it's like, if we're just looking strictly off of matchups and chalk, I mean, I wouldn't say, never mind. Both of those run defenses they're all right. But I think where Z's going to win this matchup this week is actually JMO. I think he has a phenomenal game. And also Kenneth Walker, like you mentioned too, he might get in for a touchdown. So that's always a good week when he gets in the end zone, not Sharp. So I think looking at it, he's projected 134. But I know we talked about it later on in the episode. You'll see our picks for the week. But I took a lot of the opposite teams that Z's facing. So that's why I think it doesn't mean a lot for fantasy, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's going to be a photo finish, and there's only 3 weeks left, so...
The Posse needs this win.
Absolutely, and we'll head into the Posse's matchup. The closer.
The closer.
Yeah, not a good week for the closer again. What was he? Was he 4-4? Was he 4-3?
He was 4-4. Dropped 3 straight.
Yeah. I think a move probably needs to be made. I mean, he did make a move. Sat Breece Hall, traded for Bucky Irving. His team's in a weird spot. I have no hope for PD, and I think it's another year of no playoffs. How about you?
Crazy looking at his team last week. Harvey had 8, and White had 8.2, but Breece Hall was going against the Patriots, one of the best run defenses in the NFL, and Breece Hall outscored them both by 0.2. So PD even kind of messed up a start there. But looking at it, I mean, Owen's team, just Lamar, 135 with Lamar putting up 4. That's ridiculous. I don't know. Kittle's performance, I don't think 2 touchdowns is sustainable, but I think he's going to be around that 15-point marker the rest of the year, and which is nice for him. Lamar's only going to get better, I feel. For the Posse, I wanted to get rid of RJ Harvey quick. I know I acquired him, and for me, it was a bigger trade piece for that. Like I said, for Marks, too. Both of them I know it was last week, but both of them blew cock last week, so I'm really glad that I was able to move on from him quick because Harvey especially, like I know Dobbins is out for the year, but they had a tough schedule, so I didn't like that.
Things are looking fantastic for EGE. I mean, he was 2-4. 5 weeks ago, he was thinking, man, I hope I can slip into a 6 seed. Now he's 7-4, rattled off 5 in a row. Now he's looking for a bye. So what a turnaround for him. And PD, almost the exact opposite. PD was, I think, the 5 seed at one point. Really looked like his things were turning around, and nope. Right back down to the bottom he goes. Sorry, Pete. So that's going to do it. There's our Week 11 recap. Here are the standings. There are just 3 weeks in the regular season left. So things are going to get really fun. It's looking to be a good wild card race. There have been no trades this week. A little bit of quietness. So we're going to have...
A lot of trades.
Yeah, Joe's out of trades. Our main guys down for the count. So that's going to take us right on into FAQs. Joe, we'll see you. Well, we'll see you later in the episode. But next time we'll be doing this will be Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Deuces. Oh, I didn't time it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Week 12 FAQs. Joined with my guy, Owen. And like always, if you guys want to be featured in this segment, drop a comment down below. You guys know the drill. Normally, we start things off with Owen's start and sit of the week. But this time, one of our questions was a little more fantasy league related, not players. So Matthew Trotta, our guy's asking, how do you and Owen believe the fantasy season will end in your league? Who makes the playoffs? Who makes the championship? Who wins it all? Basically, he just wants to know the status of our league and, I guess, me and Owen's take. So we'll take you over to the standings. There have been 2 teams to clinch so far, Casey and myself. And then we already talked about all the standings in the first segment, so you guys kind of saw that already. But Owen, I guess I'll ask you, how are we feeling about? Well, for you, it's not even getting into the playoffs. That was your concern a couple weeks ago. Now you've won 5 in a row. Now you're worried about the bye. Top 2 teams get the bye. So I guess that'll be the first question. Do you think you secure a bye spot?
I don't think so. It's tricky because, I don't think you're going to lose the rest of the season. And I don't think Casey loses 2. Now, if I beat him this week, that'd be a huge win. But I just looked at his schedule. I think he might lose to Z. Who knows with Z's team? I think he's pretty good, but that Brawny matchup, the last week of the season, Christian McCaffrey on a bye for Brawny,
Oh.
Travion Henderson on a bye for Brawny. He's not winning that one. Casey will take that one pretty handily. So, in terms of getting the bye, I think it's really going to come down to these next 2 weeks for Casey's Crusaders. Like I said, I don't think Cole loses. So, unfortunately, Cole's going to get the 1, I think.
Sweet.
Yeah, I could sneak into the 2, but I'll take the 3.
And then, so looking at, so that's probably like the upper echelon of teams, the me, you, and Casey. Then looking down in the wild card race, I think Joe's team sucks, but he had such a good start that he's pretty secure. ESPN's giving him a 98% playoff chance. So let's look down at the last 2 spots. So right now, Kyle and Chigs both hold those spots, but there's a couple of teams only 1 game back. Do you think that Brawny, Dell, or Petey have a shot to sneak into that 6th seed? And if so, who is it going to be over, Kyle or Chigs?
I think Z stays where he's at. He's got a really solid team. He's got Jamar. Jamar actually suspended, but I think he can afford to. I think he's still going to win this week. He's got Jamar. He's got Puka. He's got Rico. He's got Herbert. He's got a pretty good squad over there. Now, I do think Kyle could potentially get bumped. This Drake London injury really might screw him. Who knows how long he's going to be out? Even when he comes back, it's a knee, and he's got Kirk Cousins throwing the ball, and Kirk Cousins sucks. I mean, maybe it's good for London, maybe he feeds London, but Kirk Cousins sucks. So I do think we could see Brawny's boys squeak into that 6th spot, but I just don't know with that week, like we just talked about, that week 14 bye problem Brawny's got. He's going to have to make a move or two to fill those voids of CMC and Travion, which you really can't do. So if one were to get bounced, I think it'd be Kyle by Brawny.
I'll take C-Mac. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Dell or Pete's posse have really any chance. And then in terms of punishment, it's looking like the LMHT's got that on lock. He is a 2-game... he's 2 games back from the 9 spot. So, Christian, just talk about a down year. Back-to-back down years. He had the 1 pick last year. He's going to be picking near the top again in 2026. It's a shame because 2 years ago he made the championship. And it's been a fall from grace for LICKMYHOLETYRELL. And then I guess the last aspect of that question is, what do we think the championship's going to be? Me and you, we're going to be on opposite sides of the bracket. So that's my prediction, is me versus you in the title game.
I think it'll be me and you. That's all I got. I think it'll be me and you in the championship, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But got to take it week by week,
Absolutely.
get the players going. This one's for Cam Scadaboo.
I got Malik Neighbors on my bench, so he's going to get a ring. I think if there was one sleeper team to make a Cinderella run, we already talked about him. I think it's going to be Chigs. He's got that nasty duo, great quarterbacks with Drake May and Herbert. Dowdle and ETN have been really, really pleasantly surprising. Look out for him. Cinderella team. All right. Now we will get into Owen's start and sit of the week. Let's start things off with who are you rocking with in week 12?
Yeah, I'm rocking with him. He looks great. He's looked great all year. I'm going to go Travion Henderson, running back for the Patriots. Now, you're probably already starting him anyway. He plays Cincinnati. But the Ramondre news, we might see Ramondre back. Vrabel's like, oh, he's a veteran. We trust him. He's been great for us. I mean, obviously, like I'll buy into a little bit, but I think Travion just been too damn good not to get the ball, especially against this terrible Cincinnati defense. We could see both of them eat, honestly. And I was with the toss-up with throwing Ramondre as my start of the week because people might not be starting him, but I think we could see both of them eat. But with that lingering toe injury, toes aren't fun. It could be turf toe. Who knows? He's been out for a minute. I think they might ease him back in a little bit and let Ramondre keep eating a little bit. So I like Ramondre, but I like Travion, but Ramondre could eat too.
So we're starting the Patriots running backs, but we would really like Henderson. All right, Henderson's our start of the week. Last week you didn't have the best start of the week, so we're hoping to turn things around on that. Who is your sit of the week?
Yeah, he's probably, you guys probably all went out and picked him up. I actually had him rostered for like 3 weeks, and then I dropped him the week Josh Jacobs gets hurt. We're going with his backup, Emmanuel Wilson. Now, I just saw recently that Jacobs' knee is structurally intact, and he could possibly go for this one. It could end up being a big one in terms of like who gets the bye or who makes the playoffs in the division. So who knows? We might see him suit up, but honestly, I don't think he's going to suit up. So it's going to be the rock toting for Emmanuel Wilson. Yeah, I just don't really see it. I like Minnesota's defense. I like what Flores has done, and the Packers have looked really bad as of late, especially that offense. So I just don't see them running that offense through Emmanuel Wilson. Who knows? We could see another backup like, what's it, Chris Brooks get some work?
Yeah, Chris Brooks.
I don't know if they trust Wilson as that guy, and I don't know if they're going to run that offense through him against Minnesota. So I don't like the matchup. Maybe we got a committee brewing. I don't like it.
Yeah, the Packers have their next 3 games are all divisional games. They play the Vikings, then they play the Lions, then they play the Bears. So I think that they're probably going to try and rush Jacobs back because these games are very important. So this might be the only start that Wilson gets. Yeah, Brian Flores. We know I'm a Brian Flores guy, so
Yeah.
I'm also
That's one of my main kickers with this one. Brian Flores.
I'm in agreement with that. Not a huge Emmanuel Wilson guy. All right, that's Owen's start and sit of the week. Let's head into some more FAQs. Sean Johnson's asking, pretty quick question here. Should I still start Judkins? Owen, you let the people down last week. He was your start of the week. Everyone was expecting big things out of Judkins, and he scored 6 points. So, with that being said, rest of the season, schedule opens up a bit. Raiders, Niners, Titans, Bears. That's not bad. Are we rocking with Judkins? Should Sean still keep him in his starting lineup?
Yeah, Sean, I'm still rocking with Judkins. I think he's a great player, and with that schedule lighting up, I think you can really see him start to take off. Now, I know he's had good weeks, he's had bad weeks, but those good weeks have been against bad teams. I don't know how far Shadur can take this offense. I really don't. I know he's a trendy guy, but yeah, I really don't know how far Shadur can take this offense. You're going to have to wait and see with that one. But I do think with the schedule lighting up, you could throw Judkins in your lineup unless you've got better options, maybe a low-end RB2, high flex option.
Yeah, he's just not getting the receiving work. He's in a bad offense. It's all matchup based for me. Like if he's playing a good team, I probably wouldn't start him, but it's all dependent on your, the rest of your lineup and stuff. But like I said earlier, the schedule is favorable. So yeah, I don't think you can rule him out just after these 2 games. I don't think they're going to have Shadur throw the ball 40 times, so I think they're probably going to go run heavy in these next couple of games. I'm in agreement there too. QJ. Keep him in. All right, we got a couple questions here. Brando Commando and Matthew Trotta. There's a couple miscellaneous quarterback statements. Brando Commando said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Josh freaking Allen," with about a dozen exclamation points. And then Matthew asked, "Is it worth trading Dart for Daniel Jones, or do I stick with Dart for now? What can I expect from Dart?" So basically, I figured, the people want to know about quarterbacks. Let's just talk rest of season. I mean, there's 3 regular season weeks left, plus 3 playoff weeks. How are we feeling about the quarterbacks, Owen? Basically, my question to you is, give me your top 10 best quarterbacks rest of the season.
Yeah, I'll try to think off the top of my head. You got Josh freaking Allen, obviously with 12 exclamation points. You got Lamar. Lamar's been pretty shitty as of late, but it's Lamar. Jalen Hurts always. Stafford's looked awesome. Drake May, Herbert, Dart. I really like Dart if he plays. I'm a Chiefs guy. Fuck it. Mahomes, he's looked like shit. The Chiefs look like shit, but I'll throw Mahomes in there. That's really all I can think of, honestly. You got anybody else?
Caleb's up and down. Caleb.
Caleb.
He's similar to Judkins in the way that he's awesome against the bad defenses, but I mean our schedule is tough. A lot of good defenses in there, so we'll see about that. Going back to Matthew's question, so rest of the season, do you like Dart more coming off the concussion, or do you like Daniel Jones more? Daniel Jones is actually the quarterback 10 in fantasy points per game this year. Still not rostered in our league. Nobody's picked up Danny Dimes. So who do you like more out of those 2?
Yeah, I'm a Dart guy. I think he's awesome. And with Dart, you see, Daniel Jones can tote the rock a little bit, but with Dart, that's like where a lot of his fantasy points come from. There's really no other person in that backfield that the Giants can trust besides Dart. I mean, you used to have Scat, RIP, but that's the Giants. That's the Giants' offense. Let Jackson Dart make plays, and it's worked. Like in the games he's played, he's looked awesome. The Giants' offense has looked awesome, and yeah, I really just am not the biggest Daniel Jones fan. Give me Dart.
Another guy, a sneaky guy, if your team's in a semi-bad spot at the quarterback position, Dak Prescott. We've seen this team in recent weeks really lean into the pass game. CeeDee's back fully healthy. Pickens has been awesome. Dak is going to throw. He's almost like a budget Stafford. He's going to throw you a lot of touchdowns. If you're in a pinch, you got a guy in a bye, you got a guy hurt, go pick up Dak for cheap. All right, that's going to head into our last question from Nexo Josh. He made a trade, and he basically just wants to hear our thoughts. He went ahead and traded Justin Jefferson, and in return, he got Nico Collins and Breece Hall. He says, I can't watch that Vikings offense under J.J. McCarthy, man. So who do we think wins this deal? Are we liking the Justin Jefferson side, or Josh, who picked up Collins and Breece? I got a feeling I know your answer because you're a Nico guy, but give it to me.
I'm also a Breece guy.
Yeah.
I think you won this deal, honestly. Jefferson's been really underwhelming. I actually tried, last week or two, I've tried dealing for Jefferson with Braun. He's being stingy, classic Braun. And Nico was involved in that deal. Now, I'm happy I didn't because Jefferson's been he hasn't, been bad. J.J. McCarthy looks like crap. And with Davis Mills is starting again tonight, he loves Nico. I mean, he is feeding Nico that rock. I just think you got so much in return for Jefferson. Breece Hall, I'm not just gonna throw a Breece Hall aside. He's a high end RB2, mid RB2. He's been good. It's just the state of that Jets. You don't know what they're gonna do every week, but it depends. If he's got a good matchup, Breece Hall's gonna eat. So I really do think you won this deal. I think you got a lot in return for Jefferson.
Yeah, Breece had a down week, but it was against the Patriots. People like to talk about Kansas City. They like to talk about Denver as those defenses that are elite against running backs. Patriots are right there with them. I know
really
this
good.
stat held up a couple weeks ago. I think it still is true. The Patriots have not allowed a single 100-yard rusher all season. So I really can't blame him for that one. He's got Miami in a couple weeks, Atlanta, Baltimore, Jacksonville, New Orleans. So, favorable schedule. Like you said, Nico has kind of emerged. 11 targets, 15 targets, 10 targets his last couple of games. The Texans are similar to Dallas in the way that they tried to develop the run game, early in the season, but I think they're at this point in the season where they've just kind of accepted our run game sucks, so they're going to throw the ball a ton. So yeah, loving that return. For Jefferson rest of the season, it's hard to tell. He's the wide receiver 13. I think that's about as bad as it can get last week.
Yeah.
And I trust Kevin O'Connell, and if Kevin O'Connell trusts McCarthy, I can't go against that. So I'm not out on Jefferson. He's an unbelievable talent. But yeah, you getting both of those guys in return.
Yeah.
Good job, Josh. All right, that's going to do it for the Week 12 FAQs. Next weekend is Thanksgiving, next episode. So hopefully we get some good questions for that. And Owen, before we head into our pick'em for Week 12, I want to congratulate you, man. You hold the top 3 spots for the guest picker leaderboard. That is some impressive stuff.
Wait. Last week was the top, top, right?
12-3. Yep. And shouts out to Blade Runner Zach.
Jeez, talk to me.
Blade Runner Zach did a good job too. All right, let's head on in.
Speaking of Blade Runner Zach, one more thing. Where's the question this
Yeah,
week, dude?
dude. No question this week? You're the closer.
My week is ruined. Is ruined.
The guy comes on an episode and then he goes Hollywood on us.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Hopefully, BRZ is back for Week 13. All right, that'll do it for us. Let's head into Pick'em. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Week 12 Pick'em segment. I'm back home. We're filming at some odd hours, so there's no guest this week. It's just us 3. Let's head into the standings. In Week 11, Chigs went 10-5. Joe went 9-6. I'm down at the bottom, 8-7. So I had a 3-game lead. Now I only have a 1-game lead in the full season standings. I am 163. Chigs is 99 and 64. Joe is 98 and 65. 1 game separates each team. So it's going to be good. Last week we had 2 guests. Owen holds the top 3 spots. We have had 10 guests so far this season. Owen has had the best 3 weeks. And this was actually the best. Last week in week 11 he went 12 and 3. Blade Runner Zach went 10 and 5. He is now the top non-Owen guest. So shout out to BRZ. Good stuff, man. That'll take us into the week 12 buys. We've got 4 teams on a bye, a couple of teams out in the AFC West. We got the Chargers and the Broncos. The Dolphins are on a bye, as well as the Washington Commanders. That'll take us into tonight's game, Thursday Night Football, Bills versus the Texans. It was actually shaping up to be a pretty decent game because it was going to be Stroud versus Allen, but Stroud is out for a 3rd straight week due to concussion. You never see that. That's kind of surprising. Must be pretty bad. For that reason, I'm taking Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, if Stroud was playing here, I maybe would consider the Texans. Things are getting better for them, but I expect the Bills to. I think it'll be closer, definitely, because the Texans' defense. But I don't think Davis Mills can dethrone Josh Allen. So give me the Bills by 10.
This is going to be a complete blowout. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't care how good that Texans defense is. This is going to be a massacre. And my guy this week is going to be Dalton Kincaid. I think he's going to have a couple catches for some big yards.
Yeah.
What about Dalton Schultz?
Oh, maybe sprinkle him in there.
Yeah. I'm playing Kyle in fantasy this week. He's starting Texans defense. And I was like, what the hell? Against Buffalo? They can go off for 50. Texans defense, they're the number 2 ranked defense. But still, dude, I'm not starting any defense against Buffalo. Ever. Even if there's a fire.
Never.
All right. We have no international game this week. We're going straight into the noon slot. It actually might be one of the best games of the whole slate. Colts against the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Owen kind of said last week, he's like, I don't care how favorable a matchup the Titans have. I'm going to pick against them every week. I almost feel the opposite for the Chiefs. Like, I know that they're 5-5, but I'm not going to pick against them. Like, I just don't want to get burned by them. Indianapolis is coming off of a bye. They're well rested, but the Chiefs are the running back black holes. So I think Jonathan Taylor might get kept in check. And the Chiefs, they need one bad. There's no way they drop to 5-6. No way.
Yeah, I don't. This game truly, because both Colts' offense has been great. Chiefs kind of been riding the wave this year a little bit. But I think for me, it's like kind of what Cole talked about. The Chiefs, it's like the Colts would have to pull something out of their ass to win this game, I feel. And I don't think they're going to do that. I think where it starts is, like you said, Jonathan Taylor. He kind of is running their offense right now. If they hold him in check, they're going to need to use their weapons. I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts win this game, but I'm going to take the Chiefs by 10 because their defense is better.
Before I get into this game, I'd like to point out that we're all in 3 different environments here. We got Cole back in his room, Joe's in his car, and I'm in my living room. It's first who's ever seen that. But besides that, I've also taken the Chiefs here. Before, like, if this was like 2 weeks ago, I'm probably taking the Colts, honestly. But just the Chiefs are due for a win and honestly like an ass whooping. I feel like this could be a very big statement game. The Chiefs go out there and they handle business. And I think that's what's going to happen. So give me the Chiefs by a touchdown or 2.
That's a 2nd straight sweep. Yeah, I mean, the Colts' magic has to end at some point, and that begs the question, can the Jaguars come back in the AFC South?
Maybe. They looked... who'd they play last week?
Jags beat up on the Chargers.
I'll say that's what they play. Yeah, they looked really good last week. They looked very good last week. So I mean, maybe.
So the Colts are 8-2. The Jaguars are 6-4. So that's a 2-game difference. The Jaguars still have Tennessee twice. They have the Jets. They have the Cardinals. That's 4 wins right there.
Yeah, maybe.
And they have the Colts twice. They also have the Colts twice. So I think the Jags are not only a playoff team, I think they could definitely come back and win the AFC South.
Who's the team that always – is it the Jags that always beat the Colts or the Colts that always beat the Jags? It's one or the other.
Colts always
Which one?
lose.
Jags always
I was going to say, maybe.
home.
Yeah, I remember like they always lose like week 1. The Colts always lose week 1 to the Jags. That's all I remember.
I think the Colts still have the Patriots. I think they play the Seahawks later in the season. Hard
do,
schedule
yeah.
for Indy.
Yeah,
Easy
maybe.
schedule for Jacksonville.
Huh.
All right, that'll take us into the Tennessee Titans at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Blowout of the week, shitfest of the week. Seattle's going to kill them.
Yeah, this one's a good old-fashioned butt fucking here. Seattle might win by like 30. So the big game from I think AJ Barner gets in twice.
Nice. He's been getting a lot of targets recently. I don't mind that pick there. Last week for Seattle, I mean, Sam Darnold, absolutely brutal. I think we see a performance like he put on with versus the Commanders. Oh, Commanders, geez, that was bad. He had like three incompletions, 4 touchdowns. I'm hoping that happens again, and we're probably going to sit the starters for the second half because this is going to be.
Damn it.
This is going to be bad.
Yeah, I have JSN. I need some math.
Oh, he's going to put up 90+ yards. We know that. It's just how long does he play for is a real question.
All right, here is a fun one. We're at Lambeau Field for an NFC North matchup. Vikings against the Packers. Packers picked up a decent win against Jameis Winston and the Giants. Minnesota, after beating Detroit on the road, have kind of looked like the Minnesota shit kings the last 2 weeks. Lost to the Ravens, lost to the Bears. I think they bounced back here. Divisional games are always close, and I brought this up in a previous segment. If Kevin O'Connell trusts J.J. McCarthy, then I trust J.J. McCarthy. That last week against Chicago was about the worst it's ever going to get. Like, it's hard to do worse than that. And I think this Packers team is vulnerable. They've already lost to the Browns and the Panthers this season. I know that the Panthers are 6-4. They're still ass. I don't care. So I'm taking Minnesota in my upset of the week because I don't believe in Green Bay as much as I did in weeks past. And I think Minnesota is due for a good game. They're due. Justin Jefferson, anytime touchdown.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I completely agree with everything you just said there. It's not my upset. I don't really see it as an upset. I do think the Vikings are the better team, so I'm going to take the Vikings here. I could see the Packers blowing the shit out of them too because they also have been terrible, but I'm going to stick on the Vikings side here.
I mean, maybe McCarthy bounces back. I just don't think so. I am not a big fan of him. I'm a big believer in the Packers. I picked them 2 straight weeks and they've dropped both of them. Just like the Eagles and something else. They beat the Giants last week, but like barely. I'm sticking with them. Josh Jacobs is a tough loss, but their backup looked very good last week too. So I'm not too worried about them.
All right, Chiggs is lone wolf in Green Bay. I thought this would be I was going to be lone wolfing, but Joe's rocking with me with Minnesota. All right, next game, Jets against the Ravens. They're going back to Tyrod Taylor. I disagree with that decision. I think Fields won 2 of his last 3 games. Then he just ran into a tough New England team on the road. I don't think you can hold that against him. I'd trot him back out there against Baltimore because you're not going to beat Baltimore being conservative and scoring like 20 points. You're going to need to put up points to beat Baltimore, and Justin Fields has that upside. I think Baltimore cruises to a victory here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really see in this one being close. I do think for this current team and current state that Tyrod Taylor does give them a better chance to win just because of the pass game, but it's not going to matter for this week. So give me the Ravens by 20.
I actually didn't even know they were going to Tyrod Taylor, but either way, it doesn't affect my decision at all. Actually, it makes it easier. Give me the Ravens by a landslide.
All right, there's another clean sweep. Head into the Giants against the Lions. Joe, do we know, are we rolling with Dart or is it Jameis season again?
Oh, Dart's back out there.
Dart is back out there.
Ooh.
He's got a tough game back, though. He's got to go into Detroit. I don't know the number for sure, but I think it's like 18 or 19 or 20. The Lions coming off of a loss, I think they have 18 straight wins. They haven't lost back-to-back games in like forever. And this team is pissed off. I like to say, I said it last week on the episode, Jared Goff can't play in the cold. Good news for him is his next 7 games are in a dome. So I think the Lions are going to go on a little run here. They're my pick to win the NFC North, and it starts right here with a nice feel-good comeback win. Bounce back win against the Giants. Give me them I think they put up 40. Give me 42-20.
I was gonna say that.
I do think, regardless what happens, I know I have him in fantasy, but regardless, I do really think Jack Dart will have a great game here. He's going to bounce back. I think the Giants, the only way they keep this game close is if they can keep going like match for match on offense. Do I see them doing that? No. So I agree with that score. I actually like that a lot, 42-20 or whatever. That seems like a score that's going to happen. So I'm going to lock that in.
Totally agree. I'm taking every single Jared Goff over there is. If I could bet, I'm taking his passing yards, his touchdowns, his completions. I'm taking everything because he is going to put up numbers this week. And honestly, like Dan Cahill might not even pull the starters. They just might go the full 60 minutes or whatever and just put up 60 because that's what they can do and they know they can do it. So, and I am starting J-Mo this week. No Laporta, so I'm hoping J-Mo doesn't put up a dud. He's been good his last 3 weeks. Hopefully that continues. But yeah, this is a no-brainer.
Are we feeling good about Gibbs? Typically, you got a good gut feeling.
Oh yeah, of course, he's gonna do good.
There we go. All right, looking ahead at the Giants' schedule, they've got the Lions, then the Patriots, back-to-back losses. And then they got the Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys. Right now, they're sitting at 2-8. How many more wins do they get?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 more wins?
Yes.
God damn.
You see the Giants?
Yeah, for the Giants.
I'm with Jay actually. Probably three.
You think
Dart is good, man.
You think they go 3-3 over their last 6? And given that they're probably going to lose to Detroit, New England, you think they win 3 of their last 4?
I think Raiders. I think Commanders. And then who was that other team?
The last 2 were.
They will beat the Vikings or Patriots. One or the other.
Vikings Cowboys are the last game.
That'll be close. I think they can beat the Patriots, but I could see them more beating the Vikings.
Dude, I could see them finishing like 2-15.
I mean, if I were them, I'd try to tank as much as possible because I mean, you get Scadoo back, you get Neighbors back, Dart's another year, and then you draft like a good ass, I don't know, corner or something or offensive lineman. That would be great for them.
Well, yeah, I mean their front seven's already great. They're a good team.
Unbelievable.
All they need is, if they could get a Ben Johnson type of coach, they're immediately a contender for the NFC East. So, we'll see about that. Next game, Steelers against my Chicago Bears. Bears have won 7 of their last 8 games. They're 7-3 after an 0-2 start. Now we've got Pittsburgh. Early in the week, it didn't look like Aaron Rodgers was going to play, but I think he wants this one. He said in a press conference, he's like, I don't want to be the villain anymore against the Bears. Like, I don't care that much. I think it's all bullshit. I think he really cares. I think he wants to go to Soldier Field and do it one last time. And the last 2 weeks, the Bears have won, and I've picked against them both times. I said the Giants would beat us. I said the Vikings would beat us. I probably should be taking Pittsburgh here, but I don't like the Steelers' defense, and I think the Bears get it done at home. The Bears are a pretty good team when they're playing at home, and yeah, I just think, I'm really not looking too much into the playoffs yet. I'm not looking too much as if the Bears are a good team or not. As a fan, I'm just enjoying the ride. I mean, we've had 4 straight years of just shit. I mean, shit. And now it's finally fun, so I'm just taking it week by week. It's been a great, fun season. And yeah, hoping we get a win and get to 8-3 against Pittsburgh.
I agree. I think the Bears do win. They're riding fire right now. And I think what I kind of sat down and realized a few days ago was like, this is like the standard from now on. And it's simply now just on the play of Caleb that I think will win us. It's going to take us from winning games to, I think, that Lions standard, how it was before for upcoming seasons, where it's like on a weekly basis, we're going to be like, wow, we're going to fuck this team, and it's like, we're getting to that level. And I don't think it would be this week, but whether Rodgers plays or not, this team's locked in, they're bought in. It's a good vibe. I think the Bears get it done at home as well. So let's hope Caleb plays well, because the Steelers defense has been playing better.
Sweetness, baby.
Sweetness, baby. Sweetness. But I'm going to take the Bears here, 23-21, game-winning field goal. Unfortunately, I
so
cannot
fire.
take my tarp off if we get this.
Okay.
But if
Santos.
you two, I'll count it down. All right, who wants to go?
Me and the bear will go.
All right,
Yeah.
Santos. All right,
Santos.
Three.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, everybody got a number?
I got it.
3, 2, 1.
44.
46.
Damn it.
Oh,
Dude, I was gonna go 44. I swear to God I was gonna do it, but I'm like, oh, there's no way he goes double 4. There's no way he goes double 4. Wow, that's why you did it. Dude, I was gonna say it, I'm like, there's no way. 46 is a much more common number that Piercy would go with.
All right, Bear, who you got?
Okay. I'm taking Pittsburgh for the only reason is because Aaron Rodgers. That's literally the only reason why. But I think I've been a little bit too harsh on the Bears. But to be honest, they're 7-3. They're a good squad. They are a good team. I've been constantly just shitting on them, telling them they're not good enough. They're not, whatever. They're not ready. They played crappy teams. They're good. They're a good team, and I am happy that they are good because they're my second favorite team. Deep down in my heart, they're my second fave. But I'm still taking Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing, I'd 100% take Chicago. But just because he is, it's hard to bet against him.
He's doing it, Jay. He's doing it. He's coming around.
do it.
He's not-
I mean, they're not gonna happen anytime soon. But
I mean, they were talking about it on the score. I think Aaron Rodgers is 20-5 against the Bears, or 23-5, something like that. So it's
But Ben Johnson said, and Kevin Byard, we want Rodgers to play. We want to go whoop his ass. Go do this one for Chicago, baby. All right, Patriots and the Bengals. Joe Burrow today was seen taking quarterback 1 reps at practice. But again, quarterback play isn't the issue. Flacco's done a pretty fine job, I'd say. It just comes down to the defense, and they suck. And New England, they were calling Drake May the big schedule because all he plays is a bunch of shitty teams and shitty defenses. Here's another example. He's playing Cincy. I think he lights it up. Trevion Henderson was Owen's start of the week in fantasy. And I agree. I think he's going to light it up. I think the Patriots light it up and get to 10-2. Wow.
regardless who's playing quarterback here, I think the Bengals upset here. They always just find a way every time they play. I know it was week 1 last year. That was Gerard Mayo. And you look at it too, Vrabel's obviously the better coach, but this is just always a game that the Bengals just win. And I simply think they're going to, I don't know whether it's like they explode on offense, the Patriots have a rough game on defense, or it's just going to be one of those 17-16 wins for the Bengals. I think, I don't know how, but Bengals are going to come up. It's a gut feeling. I'm going to take the Bengals here.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going with the Bengals also in my upset and game of the week. Yeah, Cole Danson, he's probably going to get a free win here. I have no idea why. I mean, there is absolutely no reason for me to take the Bengals. Zero. Besides that Joe Burrow might come back. Jamar Chase suspended for doing stupid shit. Their defense is absolutely terrible. But my gut is just telling me the Patriots have to drop one soon. Honestly, maybe I'm just praying the Bengals just light it up on offense, and then Drake May gets stopped on a 4th and goal for the win or something. That's what I'm feeling. So
T. Higgins legacy game, maybe a little Noah scoop and score.
Yeah, I'm facing T. Higgins. He's gonna have a hell of a game. I hope Gonzalez is on him the whole time, but he's gonna have a hell of a game.
Kyle did pick up Yoshi Voss this week.
I might have just talked myself into starting Noah Fan at tight end this week.
No, damn it! I was just gonna say Noah Fant. I'm sprinkling some of his player props on that.
Maybe
on
a
that
little
game.
spring.
Do
Yeah, do a little sprink on there.
I don't think this is a lock of the week. I think Z is right. I don't think the Patriots are going to finish 15-2. Totally could see Cincy winning, but they're the kind of team that I just don't want to bet against right now. They're hot.
Yeah.
Now, Patriots were hot. Now we're going to cool all the way back down. I mean, we're shivering. Browns versus the Raiders. This game sucks. Shadur, first career start on the road. The Raiders passed on him quite a bit, so he's got a chip on his shoulder for this one. But I think it's absolutely coaching malpractice with what Kevin Stefanski did. I mean, that's a fireable offense. Shadur Sanders hasn't had a single snap with the first team offense since he got drafted. Now he's only got a couple days to prepare. I think Max Crosby might have 7 sacks. I mean, it is going to be a massacre. Give me Vegas all day. They need to get back in the win column. Do I think Genty lights it up, or do I think Brock Bowers lights it up? I think
Neither.
give me BCB. I'm going with Brock Bowers.
I mean, we could see a 3-3, 6-6 tie here.
Hold on, viewers at home, if you don't know what BCB means, comment down below what you think it means.
I caught that. That's really funny.
Is this game in Cleveland?
We're in
Right.
Vegas. We're in Allegiant Stadium.
All right, we're in Vegas. This is gonna be battle just shit. I think. I did take the Browns. I think prime time. I think Shedeur gets it done. He did look really bad. But that was the Ravens.
4 for
I
16.
just don't.
4
Geno
for
Smith
16.
might throw 3 picks this week. He might get sacked 8 times. Myles Garrett's had 2 4-sack weeks. He might make it a third this week. I think Raiders obviously have more going for them heading into this matchup, but I think you could see a Judkins breakout here. I'm going to go Browns 13-10.
Chigs, before you go, and Joe will play a game called Guess the Over-Under.
36.5.
Joe?
Of this game,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, it might be 26.5.
Come on. Now it's going to seem so much less cool. The Bear nailed it. It's 36. The over-under is 36.
Come on.
I mean, Z is
Not good.
Yeah.
Chiggy Bets.
Um,
He needs to start an
I'm-
Instagram account or
I'm
something.
taking. It's Parlay Fam on Twitter. If you guys didn't know that, Parlay Fam. I'm going with the Raiders here too. Actually, the only reason for me not picking the Raiders is just because of Myles Garrett, because he's such a game breaker. He's on pace to break the sack record. He's that good. But yeah, Shedeur is going to be in trouble for his first start. So it'd be a very impressive win if he got. I know the Raiders aren't very good, but still. But like Cole said, you haven't taken any reps with the first team. You got a week to prepare. It'd be awesome to see him go out there and win, but I just don't think it happens.
I actually think the over is going to hit. I mean, it's in Vegas, so it's like a good environment. I think the Raiders could score 4 touchdowns by themselves. So I'm taking the over. And me and Z are taking the Raiders. Next game, Jaguars against the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett last week set the NFL record for most completions in a game. He completed 47 passes. Ridiculous. The Jaguars look damn good, though. They've never really been known for being like a physical team. Like when you think Jaguars, you think soft almost. But Liam Cohen, he's changing the culture there. I mean, and when you think about the Chargers, they're always the hard-nosed, good defensive team under Jim Harbaugh. They got their ass whooped last week. And I think the Jaguars are going to ride that momentum. We talked about them earlier. They're a playoff team. They're an AFC South contender. I think they take down the Cardinals in Week 12. ETN, Chigs. Great trade. I mean, Joe,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was.
awful.
I'm actually very confident in this pick. Jags ride the wave a lot, and Jacoby Brissett just slings the fucking rock. If they limit the turnovers, I think they will win this game by 2 possessions. Their defense is there. For the Cardinals, I think it's just all coming together as one. And to be honest, like I said, the reason the Cardinals didn't win last week is just because they went up against play calling you. Liam Cohen is similar to that, but I'm very confident in the Cardinals this week. I think the Cardinals win 28-17.
Oh, my God.
I do not like the Jags. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is just not. We're going to look back at this, and yes, I'm going to sound stupid, but the Cardinals will win this game, and that's all that matters. I'm going with the Cardinals.
I won't fight you, Jay. I won't fight it.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Jags though, 100%. I'm not even a big Jags fan either, but their run game looked phenomenal last week. ETN was great. Tootin was even better, which hopefully it doesn't stay that way. But Tootin was great. ETN was great. Lawrence was great. He had a rushing touchdown. The team, and their defense was awesome against Herbert. He is second most passing yards. They held under 100 passing yards. So statement win from the Jags last week, and I think they do it again.
All right, Joe's lone wolf.
once again, take Trey McBride everything because Brissett feeds that man. He is unbelievable.
And no
Michael
Marv.
Wilson too.
No Marv.
And Marv too.
Marv's out.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Marv is out. So Michael Wilson, McBride,
Appendix.
they're gonna eat.
Oh yeah, McBride's gonna go crazy.
Eagles against the Cowboys were in Dallas. Cowboys with a really nice win on primetime. I mean, that team they're rolling now. They got CD, they got Pickens, Dak's playing well. So I really wanted to take Dallas in this game, but that just feels like a like a trendy pick that I'm gonna go against. I'm taking Philly because deep down I think they're the better team. I mean, they have 2 really solid wins. Although they were ugly, they were solid. Their defense is playing great. They beat the Packers, then they just beat the Lions. The Cowboys, I understand that the weather's going to be a lot better now that we're inside, we're in a dome, but I just think it's going to be the Saquon Barkley game. Yes, he's on my fantasy team. Yes, I just traded for him, but I think the Eagles pick up a win because typically when I take the trendy pick, it always works against me. So I'm going to try and it's going to be like a double negative. It's going to cancel out and the Eagles win.
I'm taking the Cowboys here, partially just because they're playing the rest of the season for their boy. I think it was evident last week. They they have that extra fuel, I think, because of what happened. And on top of that, I also feel, they got punished without the drive. And I was telling Cole about this, obviously Pickens, CD's still the one, but Pickens makes it a conversation. Pickens is having a phenomenal year that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. And I think we're talking fantasy standpoint next year. I'd rather take Pickens where his value will be at late second, early third than CD in the first, I feel. And Pickens is just playing really well. It's got to stay that way. Their offense is clicking. Eagles, on the other hand, I still think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. They're playing great defense. Vic Fangio's done a phenomenal job. I just don't think the offense has necessarily clicked yet. And I think, yes, this could be a great week to do that, but I'm still taking them boys. I'm going to go 35-31.
I won't argue. I mean, yeah, George Pickens has really been underlooked at. He's second in receiving yards this year. He's almost got damn near 1,000. When CD came back, everyone on their fantasy team was dishing out Pickens. Oh, he's a sell high or whatever. He is damn good, and I'm facing him this week in fantasy, and quite frankly, I'm scared because he's a stud, and he plays very angry. But, I mean, and you got CD Lamb, too. Dak Prescott's playing great. Javante's great. This is a very good team, but the Eagles are just, I think, are, if not the best, the second best team in the NFC behind the Rams and maybe Seahawks.
Did you fart?
So, this team, yeah, Jay cracked a rat. It's fine. It's fine if you crack a rat there once in a while, Jay. But Eagles are just a great team. It's hard to pick against them.
Me and Z are in agreement there. Next game, I don't know why this game's being played at 3:30, but it sucks. Falcons against the Saints. Kirk Cousins versus Tyler Shuck. I will not be tuning into this one at all. No Drake London. It's going to be the Darnell Mooney show, and I think the Darnell Mooney show brings the Falcons to a win. Dude, the Saints suck. They suck.
They do.
I debated this as lock of the week. I think the Saints win. Dude, you can't tell me. All right, hold on. Let me explain myself.
Nothing out lock.
3 things. 1, the Saints under Tyler Shuck has looked way better than what Rattler did, and it's coming together. They've been saying they're trying to win games. 2, Alvin Kamara always fuck the Falcons in the ass. I think that's another key point. 3, Kirk Cousins blows cock. Falcon season's over.
Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn for my 3. 1, the Falcons don't have a first-round pick, so they have no incentive to tank. They're trying their ass off to win. Number 2, the Saints suck dick, and they do have an incentive to tank. Number 3, I was just in New Orleans on Monday, and that place is an absolute shithole, and that's why I'm picking against them, because New Orleans sucks, and the city sucks, and Atlanta's cool. I've been there. So, yeah, I'm taking the Falcons.
I went Saints over Falcons. This is, shit fest of the week, 100%. Definitely not a lock, but it's definitely not a gimme for. No Penix, no London. It's gonna be tough to win. Kirk has not looked good, but the Saints, I guess, coming off a bye makes them a little bit better. They still suck, but it's a battle of two sucky teams, and Falcons might have more star power with Bijan and whatever, but I'm still rolling with the Saints.
Falcons defense, anytime touchdown. Book it.
Don't mind that.
Yeah,
I also
crazy.
like Saints defense.
All right, we got a lot better of a game on Sunday Night Football. It's actually gonna be really fun. Buccaneers against the Rams. I pick the Bucs like every goddamn week. I'm like Joe with the Steelers. They haven't looked awesome. They haven't looked tremendous. I'm taking them. I just believe in this team. I think similar logic to what Chiggs was saying about New England or someone. The Rams have to lose at some point. Like I don't think they're a 15-2 caliber team. Tampa Bay, they got Baker. It's gonna be Baker magic. I think the last time he was at SoFi was that Thursday night game. Remember when he had that 98-yard drive? That was sick. And I think the Buccaneers get a win. I'm gonna keep picking them. They're my team. They're my second team. Let's go Bucs.
And that's exactly why I took the Bucs. Last time Baker played there,
No, you didn't.
he cooked. I took the Rams.
I mean, you could change it, but yeah. Come on, Jay.
All right, I'm going to Rams. The reason I didn't take the Bucs is because I don't think I'll do that again. I'm going to take the Rams.
Really?
This game was a toss-up. I totally forgot because I talked myself into the Bucs, but I think I changed it right before because I realized I had a lot of crazy picks this week. But I'm going to stick with the Rams. 1, because they're at home, and 2,
There.
where?
You got a mayor appearance here. I'm recording something. Sorry, it's going online.
Yeah, it seems really.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams here. Stafford's playing like an MVP. An MVP team doesn't lose this game. I'm taking the Rams.
Also going LA. Their defense is really. Sam Darnold 4 picks against a Seattle team that's been red hot. So hard to pick against them. But the Bucs, they're. It was kind of close versus, I guess, Buffalo last week. But the Rams, I firmly believe that they are the best team in the NFC, either them or the Eagles. So I'm rolling with them at home. Stafford's a dog. Their defense is great.
I don't know why, but this screams potential game of the year candidate. I don't know why, but
this is my game of the week too. Yeah, this is my game. It'd be great. It's gonna be great.
All right, Monday Night Football, last game of the week, Panthers against the 49ers. Now, Z, you were just talking about, some teams you thought were the best in the NFC. You're talking about the Eagles, talking about the Rams, maybe the Lions. I think a team that has sneaky Super Bowl upside is the San Francisco 49ers. They looked awesome last week in Arizona, dropped a little 44 burger in Brock Purdy's first game back. Now they're coming back home to face a fraudulent Carolina Panthers team. Bryce Young looked amazing last week. I get it. But that's been the whole story of his career. Ups and downs and ups and downs. And right now we're up, and we're going to crash back down. He's not made for the primetime lights. He lost to Tyson Bagent last time he was on primetime. Joe was at that game. And, yeah, I am rolling with the San Francisco 49ers for this game, for future games, for the playoffs. I'm all in on this Niners team. They got Robert Saleh back. They got Brock Purdy back. I think this is a really good team and a really fun division out in the NFC West. Great competition out there. Give me San Fran.
Yeah, because the story of the Panther season, right, is they're beating the really good teams and they're losing to the bad teams. And I just don't think that's happening. They're going to get the old thumb up the rear this week. I think 49ers might win this game 35-10, 35-17. I think CMC revenge game, obviously. So I think he gets in a few times. But I would not be surprised if this game's close. And I also would not be surprised if the Panthers won. But they're due for a good ass kicking by a good team.
Yeah, I didn't even think of the CMC revenge game. He's been scoring 2 touchdowns every week. He's probably going to do it again. He's unbelievable. Brock Purdy's been great. George Kittle. This might be the week of the tight ends. I'm picking a lot of tight ends that have good games. George Kittle with Brock Purdy. He's a top 3 tight end in the league, maybe top 2, maybe top 1. He's really he's unbelievable. So I think this game's going to be relatively close. Give me the Niners and double-digit win.
All right, there we go. We're all in agreement on Monday Night Football. That's going to do it for Week 12. Comment down below who had the best picks. Fellas, next week, we got Thanksgiving. It's going to be a fun week of football next week. We'll see you guys in Week 13. Thank you guys for joining me. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.